Wherever you are in the world, and welcome back to the OWLS Racing League for what is round 2 of the new Season 8 Championship with, of course, the F1 26 cars, the second race with the F1 26 cars in a format this season. And we take a trip over to the Dutch sand dunes of Zandvoort for this second round of the season. Sorry for the slight delay on the stream and things. My Wi-Fi decided to cut out just before I went live, but we are back fully functioning now, and drivers have set some laps so far in qualifying. We're about halfway through the session, 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go. So before I, of course, run you through the likes of the standings and what happened last time out, we'll head trackside to not miss any more of the action. As we are now with MKD, he's just finished a lap and he's gone 5th fastest on his previous attempt. We'll switch over to last week's race winner in Puzan in the Ferrari. Of course, in these all new cars, battery management in qualifying could be quite interesting indeed, and it could certainly cause some splits in the field. So far, the top 4 separated by just over a tenth, by 1,000th actually, and actually for Puzan, he's 16 thousandths up on his previous best. Of course, we do have Puzan as the reigning champion as well, winning it last time out in the final 2 rounds, hunting down title rival Cook in what was a roles reverse scenario of what we saw the season prior. And of course, Puzan will be looking to defend that crown. So as we now enter the middle sector split, half a tenth down in that middle part of the lap, so lost about 700ths of a second, as Yari now goes to the top in the Audi, and then through the right hand of the penultimate corner on this circuit and through the final corner. It will be straight line mode activated up to the line here for Puzant, and it stays 4th fastest, improved by 17 thousandths. There's still plenty of time in that lap. Need to be able to find it somehow. Fran Bernoulli has just got up to 6th fastest. Joker is currently 7th and seems to be pushing on a lap himself in the Mercedes. Of course, a lot of these drivers have swapped teams, and Joker is now 3.5 tenths to the good. This could certainly put him in contention of a top 4, but a big slide out of the chicane is certainly not going to help at all. And now as we enter through the banked corner, straight line mode now, and make the run to the line. Gets a lovely slipstream of one of the Ferraris ahead. That's Billy Whiz. And here's Joker to the line. A 1:10.687 from the Mercedes puts him 5th fastest. Very competitive lap time indeed. Still though, about 3 tenths behind on Yari, who did find a big improvement on that last lap to go into that provisional pole. Here comes Liam as he now makes his way through the final sector in the Williams. Runs the car out wide, and then we'll use that overtake, that straight line mode. Runs out of battery just before we make our way to the line. We'll hemorrhage a lot of time. Half a second found, puts himself now up into 5th fastest himself, so demoting Joker down 1 place. And we are, of course, surely going to be in for some interesting battles as well, especially around a circuit like Zandvoort with the lifting and coasting and smaller cars too. Could mean we see some more overtakes on the cards around a circuit which is notoriously known for not really being the best for getting moves done. A very qualifying dependent track, but that could certainly change on the F1 26 season pack. And for Shamrock, he's up by 300ths in the middle sector. And it'll be interesting as well to see how drivers have adapted to these new regulations as well. How that will affect the racing. Across the line for Shamrock, found just under a tenth of a second, goes up to 8th fastest. It's Yari what goes even quicker. A 1:10.2 has done multiple laps on that set of softs. A 2:44 from Yari. The Audi really starting to flex their muscles, as that is a statement lap put down from Yari, who is now going to be 2 tenths clear as Puzant's gone to 2nd fastest. These drivers doing multiple runs on this tyre. It seems like they're doing a push-call-push. And for Puzant, he now goes up into 2nd, but still 2 tenths down on Yari. The Audi has set a really strong benchmark for the rest of the drivers to be looking for, with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left to go here in qualifying. And for Liam, he's down in the first sector. FaZe Monkey, of course, and Will Smooth have not come out for another run just yet. But Monkey was just beaten by Puzan by 0.02 of a second. So fine margins separate some of these drivers. And now for Liam into the middle sector split, down by a little bit more. And off, nearly off into the gravel. Does dip a tyre into it. But I think that's going to be Liam's lap over and done with. Don't think we're going to see an improvement here. What about Websy or Billy Wiz? Billy Wiz is coming to the pit lane, and Websy's down by 3 tenths in the first sector. Newst across the line was 1.7 seconds down on the 1 minute 12.5. So he will not be going any quicker either for now, unless that was a build lap for what is now a flying lap attempt from the Red Bull. First sector split. It was a flying lap attempt from the Red Bull. It's half a tenth up in the first sector. Alex seems to have retired in the pit lane, so he will not go any further. Websy somehow found an improvement in the end, moved it up to 12th fastest. I thought after being 3 tenths down in the first sector, that lap was over and done with, but did find some time. And now from Newst through the middle sector, 2.5 lap attempts down to the good. Misses that apex slightly, got to compromise his angle all the way through turn 13. Now onto the brakes, through the penultimate corner. And over the banking we will go. Newst coming to the line. Can he at least get off that back row and that last spot on the grid? No, he cannot. It's a temp found. It's a 1 minute 12.3 from the Red Bull, as Fran Bernoulli has just started his next attempt. And it's only up by 3 thousandths in the first sector and has had some traffic to contend with. There is a V-Carb just getting out of the way. I believe that is of Shamrock. And nearly understeers off the road down at turn 8. That would have been very catastrophic for his qualifying session and would have been over and done with if he did catch onto that curb, because it just drags you in. It's a lovely slipstream there off, I believe, his teammate in the Cadillac. I did not see that middle sector split there. Now through the right hand of the penultimate corner, Bernoulli currently on a 1 minute 10.9. Are we going to see a big enough improvement to see this go even further? Maybe even to the low 1 minute 10s across the line. It's a 2/10 improvement and puts him only 4 thousandths in front of MKD, but it is up to 7th fastest as Will Smooth starts his attempt. He's actually aborted, maybe doing a double push, a double call into a push. But FaZe Monkey has got underway along with Yari. It's Monkey's a little bit further around on the road. See if this is a push lap from the McLaren or not. As we get to the end of the first sector. It is a push lap, 700ths found in that first part of the lap. Yari is down by 1.1 seconds. Of course, still has time to go again, but has aborted this first attempt. So for FaZe Monkey, it's a perfect opportunity to put that pressure on to the pole sitter. But of course, we'll still need to find an abundance more time as this lap progresses. Getting out the way there was Fran Bernoulli, up by a 10th in the middle sector. Will need an extremely strong final part of the lap. Will the McLaren, if he wants to see himself head to that top spot for now, through the penultimate corner. Nicely done through there. And we'll use all the battery and the straight line mode as he gets all the way to the line. Can he beat Yari? Can he topple that time? No! Just misses out by 7 thousandths of a second. Super close between the McLaren and the Audi. Puzan is up by half a tenth. MKD's improved up to 4th. Will Smooth is pushing on as well. But we'll go back on board with Puzan, who I believe has backed out. Yes, he has. And unfortunately will not be going again. HB Cook's just starting an attempt, and for Will Smooth, he's up by 2 tenths in the middle sector. This might just rival Yari, and it might just be a pole position here for the Williams man, and snatching away from the Audi at the death. But of course, Yari is still on a lap himself, and he's up by 200ths in the first sector. This can go anybody's way here in qualifying in Zandvoort. Across the line for Will, he does snatch it away. 4 tenths found in the end to go on to provisional pole, but Yari still has a part to play. He still has another twist in the tail, and he himself is up by a tenth and a half. This is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. It could still be the Audi who's dominated from the midpoint all the way until now, who can still snatch this one away from the Williams. Will has done everything he possibly can to try and take this pole position, but across the line will come Yari. Can he take it back? He can! Yari takes it back in the Audi, and he will claim pole position here in Zandvoort. It looks like it was going to go the Williams driver's way after the Audi had such a grip on this session so far, but Yari digs deep. He saw that pressure, and he takes it straight back into his grasp. And when the pressure is on the most, Yari delivers, and he steps up to that plate. Lovely stuff there from the Audi driver, who takes pole position here in Zandvoort, and he will certainly be loving that one. First pole position, I think, as well for Yari in his OWLS Racing League career. So a big, big congratulations to the Audi driver. And then it's Will Smooth, FaZe Monkey, Puzant, MKD, Fran Bernoulli, Liam, Joker, HB Cook, Shamrock rounds up the top 10. Disappointment for there. Championship battle last season, only a best of 10th. It's Bluefoot, MH, Websy, Liam Bearder, Billy Wiz, Dare, Alex, and Muse rounds out your finishers of qualifying. That rounds out your grid, and we will be heading into a dry race, of course, because we do of a glitch on the F1 game. If you're not in the OWLS Racing League server, you would not have seen. But we are keeping every session to dry. So there is no rain on the horizons. There could be no surprise rain. All because, of course, there is a glitch on the game where people cannot use hot lap mode. Rain where others can. But we are now here for the race. I'll quickly run you through your standings heading into this one. After last week's race, of course, the first round of the season, it was Puzant who took the win from Leopold. Then Captain Foxy, HB Cook, Quiet Boy, Snoop Panda, Fran Bernoulli, Andy, Sprint, and Joker to round out top 10. And the rest of the drivers, Billy, Ben, Jay Thomas, Bluefoot, BJ Riley, Agent, Yari, Rockstar, Liam Bearder, Alex, F1 Raw, and George have not this season. And of course, not on in the top 10 that first round of the. But we are nearly getting underway. Of course, it is Yari from Will Smooth on the front row of the grid. And we know Will is very good in race conditions. We saw it at Silverstone last season and Abu Dhabi as well. Waiting. It's underway. Drivers to get their, of course, strategies correct. Decide what they're going to do. And here we are for the 5 red lights. It's the Audi and the Williams who occupy the front row of the grid. And we're underway here in Zandvoort. It's a great start from Will Smooth, who already gets the jump on Yari, who's had a horrid start, has dropped all the way down to 7th place. And the pole sitter has not had the greatest run down to turn 1. It has gone horribly wrong before it even got going for Yari. He's now down to 7th place, and it's Will Smooth who inherits the lead from FaZe Monkey. Then Puzant, then it's MKD, and Fran Bernoulli nearly going round as well in the background. He drops down to 7th place. Yari has recovered back up to 5th, passing Liam as well. So Yari, it's still not a great start, but it's a little bit better. Is that someone going round in the background? I think that was HB Cook, who nearly went round. You could see, yes, just ghosting as he now makes his way through turn 7. So disastrous start here as well from the Aston Martin, who makes contact with Websy. As they now run through turn 9 and into turn 10. Liam is able to get a move done onto Fran Bernoulli, and Websy is able to stay in front of HB Cook for now. Oh, and Liam nearly into the back of Yari. And actually, I think nearly did go into the back of Yari. That's someone round as well. I think that's Fran Bernoulli who went round. And I think there might have been contact between himself and Liam, causing that incident, with the Cadillac driver potentially just going into the side there of Liam, going into being sent into a spin. And unfortunately there, the Cadillac down to last place, 3 seconds behind there, as Liam Bearder makes a move onto its Shamrock. As you know, I think there's a little bit of connection issue there for Shamrock. He's now trying to go side by side here with Bluefoot and does make his way through. He's now up into 8th place. We see Joker make his way through turn 7. He's under a little bit of pressure from Liam. Of course, the battery going to be a big factor in these races now, especially with that overtake mode. Let's quickly bring up the tyres that everybody elected to start this race on. It was softs for Will off the line, which gave him such a great launch. Of course, down into turn 1. That's another reason why he probably gapped the field by that far in the opening few stages. And then it's FaZe Monkey in second place. He's on the hards. Puzan on the mediums. A majority of the field on the mediums. The other drivers on the hards are MKD, Yari, Billy Wiz, MH, and Fran Bernoulli. Everybody else either on the soft or the medium. Flag in sector 3. That looks like it was for Must, as Cook is able to get by onto Websy, or is he? Websy locks up into turn 1, and that's allowed Cook straight back through up into 11th place on now a recovery drive after that incident on the opening tour. Of course, 36 laps here this evening. Plenty of opportunities. These drivers get moves done. Will Smooth is now 1.3 seconds clear of FaZe Monkey. So for Will, he's now just trying to check out at the front of the field, use those softs for as long as he possibly can. For Monkey, he's going to have to be looking in his mirrors. Defend from Puzan. Going to be the big issue here for Monkey, is he's going to want to keep with Will, but he's got to have eyes looking behind him. Will no longer have that overtake mode. And we'll have that extra energy to work with. Get that little bit closer to the back of the McLaren. Prancing Horse get through. See Liam Bearder get past teammate Bluefoot, and now Les Cook going to go around the outside through turn 1. If you can pull that one off, it'll be a bold, it'll be a brave, and it'll be an audacious move around the outside. He's going to do it again through 2. Going to hold the inside then for 3. It's going to be super close between the pair, nearly making contact. They do make contact on corner exit, but it is HB Cook who takes the position away from Bluefoot, showing exactly why he's a 2-time champ. And also the reigning runner-up, reigning vice champion from last season. At moment, can't find a way past on Liam Bearder. There's at the back of that Haas, just got past one Haas. Down into turn 1, might be able to make it in a second. Now, of course, we have the straight line mode activated, the overtake mode on as well, as Cook breezes his way by on that main straight. Now gets up into 9th place. Next on this will be Shamrock. The top from FaZe Monkey down to Liam. It is all in overtake window. They're all within a second of one another, as Liam Bearder and Bluefoot now running side by side on the exit of the corner. And they will go 2 by 2 heading into turn 7. It seems like the Haas driver has just been able to stay in front of Bluefoot, and it's actually MH who was able to get past on Bluefoot as well. And now Websy could be looking for an attack, and he does go for an attack, but having to go around the outside, that was never going to work, whereas MKD is able to get past there onto Yari. The Red Bull driver moves himself up into 4th place. Yari starting to come under pressure now from Joker and Liam behind. If Cook is able to get past on to Shamrock, how quickly can he hunt down this pack in front of him? .1 seconds that gap at the front of the field between FaZe Monkey and Will Smooth, and it's also the same between FaZe Monkey and Puzam. Move 1.1. Oh, that's actually MKD off the road. Something just happened there to MKD. He's gone straight off the road at turn 8. It seems like he's just understeered wide. Or maybe got on the grass on the entry. And the Red Bull driver, who's running a respectable 4th place, a very decent result that would have been if things stayed as they were, now drops down to 8th and has to redo all that progress all over again. And now we'll also come under pressure from HB Cook behind, who's not really made too many inroads on Shamrock either. So it seems like Shamrock holding firm at the front of the field as Liam seems to maybe have made a mistake. He's lost a huge chunk of time to Joker. Comes into the pit lane. Are we seeing a wing change being made here? Yes, we are. A wing change is being made. Oh, actually, no, I don't think there was a wing change there. So, Liam, not happy on those mediums, already switching over to a set of the hards. So if that's an indicator of how bad those mediums were on the opening few laps, just imagine how bad Will Smooth's softs are at the moment after 6 laps on that Red Bull tyre. All sorts of pressure here from FaZe Monkey as Liam Bearder is able to get past, is able to stay ahead, of MH. Make our way through the right-hander. Look how much more grip the Audi has compared to the Haas under braking. Oh, it actually does go into the back of the Haas as they make their way through turn 10. We'll just lift and coast into the gain, manage the battery. Get a flag in the first sector. That seems to be for Liam, who's actually gone off. It is Liam who's gone off, and there's a safety car as he's into the wall and out. And for a man that could have been vying for quite a strong position come the end of this one, came in early for the pit stop, has unfortunately left the session and retired from the race, and he's brought out our first safety car of the evening. And that's perfect timing, you would think, for Will Smooth. Go on to a set of the hards. Maybe even try to take them all the way to the end. If you're on a set of the hards who have just come in, so like FaZe Monkey, he's actually been jumped by Yari. Buzant's also been jumped by Yari as well, so Yari's had a fantastic pit stop there. And the man who started this one on pole is now in a net P2 after that safety car. What? A pit stop. That must have been from the Audi crew. Because we're now under the safety car. We prepare for the race restart. MKD and Shamrock, the only drivers to stay out in that one. Muse came in beforehand. That's why he's on 2-lap old mediums. Oh, we could see some big changes made now in this race. course, the fresh mediums for Yari and FaZe Monkey will help in their battle against Will Smooth at the start of this one. But will they be able to get the move done, especially with Will being able to have to make his way through on MKD and Shamrock and maybe put 2 cars in between himself. Facing duo behind. When does the safety car come in? Will it be on this lap? It is on this lap. So, safety car is now coming into the pit lane. And it'll be Shamrock. Get us back to running. When does the B-Carb elect to go? Will it be an early restart or will it be a late one? And we go back racing now. Here we are then in Zandvoort, in the dunes, back racing already. And Shamrock has got a great launch there. Half a second clear of MKD by the time we reach the braking zone for turn 1. As there's FaZe Monkey to the inside of Yari. There's contact. Puzan might want to try and get involved in this one and pick up the pieces, but FaZe Monkey has got past Yari. I was going to say maybe not past 1, but maybe past 2, trying to threaten Will Smooth in front. Of course, if Will is able to hold on to this, he certainly could check out and take the race victory. But the Williams driver holds firm for now, but of course he still has to come under multiple attacks here from FaZe. Fran Bernoulli's going to make his way past on Websy. And are we going to see a move here from Will Smooth on MKD? Which forces the Red Bull a little bit offline. Just can't get the traction down at the moment. It'll be all about this slingshot run out of 10 as that was Monkey down the inside. Opportunistic lunge. The door was left open and the McLaren driver might have just snatched it from the Williams driver while he was snapping. But there's Will back to the inside of MKD. There's slight contact and that's allowed FaZe Monkey straight back through. Or has it? Around the outside. Will go the Williams driver, but he just doesn't have the traction. And FaZe Monkey takes the position away and he's now your net race leader with Yari in close pursuit behind the Williams driver. But as we now make that run down into turn 1. Are we going to see a move here from FaZe? Yes, we are. To the inside, he'll go on MKD. He'll run deep. There's Will trying to go down the inside of the Red Bull as well, but it's caught. It's left invulnerable from Yari behind, and it has left invulnerable indeed, as the chink in the armor was found, and Yari is now through as well. The Red Bull driver acting as a moving chicane here for Will Smooth. He's not been able to get by, but FaZe Monkey certainly has done, and will Yari now look for a lunge into turn 7? He surely won't, will he? He's got some slight contact with the Red Bull. It's all Constantinoing up behind MKD here. There's multiple pieces of contact as we now look to the inside at turn 9. Is he going to send the lunge? No, he is not. Maybe into turn 10 though, and that could be the same as well for FaZe Monkey at the front of the field. He does look for it, just can't get the move done, or can he? He can get the launch off the corner, and he is now up into that race lead, is FaZe Monkey. As Yari is still not passed here onto MK, and this is giving FaZe Monkey all the breathing room possible. Make our way through the penultimate corner. Surely this is when you get by. If you are the Audi driver, he's dropped Will Smooth. As actually, I think something's happened to Will Smooth as he's been overtaken by Puzan and also HB Cook, who's now up into 6th place. So for Will Smooth, a disastrous couple of corners, a disastrous couple of laps. He's picked up front wing damage as well, so that's probably not helping the Williams driver at all. It's the front wing damage he's picked up. That might have come from the Concertina effect behind Yari and MK. And he's now plummeting down the field. Now side by side with MH. And he just about holds onto the position. Yari is trying to get past on Shamrock, as Bluefoot has left the session and retired in the pit lane. Unfortunate to see there our second retirement of this race. quite difficult for Yari to make an attack, especially with Shamrock. Light connection issues. Thinks he's got the move done, and the V-Car appears straight back in front of him. They'll run their way through the banking. Yari get the move done now, and does Puzan get the move done onto MK. Looks to the inside, very late on the brakes. Is the reigning champion, but he does find his way through. And so as well does Joker on MH, as he's now going to try and apply the pressure to the Williams driver, as that's MH straight into the back of Joker. Caught out under braking. And has that given the Audi any front wing damage? I don't believe it has, but it was a big whack to the diffuser there onto Joker. Very lucky both drivers facing in the right direction still in this race, as Yari is finally able to get past on Shamrock, and he stays within 1 second of FaZe Monkey. Yellow flag in the middle sector. Not sure who that was for, as Cook has now been able to get past MKD as well, following former title rival through of Puzan. Cook with a good recovery drive so far. Started, of course, down in, I believe, 8th place. And is now slowly climbing back up through the field, as Will Smooth now looks to the inside of MK and finally is able to get through, but after a torrid time behind that Red Bull, down to 6th place, and with front wing damage as well, it's not going to be looking good for the Williams driver for the remainder of this one. As Cook is actually able to get past Shamrock on the run down to turn 7, and Will Smooth is also able to potentially find his way through. No, he is not. Some slight contact between the pair means he's not able to see the position into his hands. There was some great pace being shown, though, even with that front wing damage there from Will. Cook needs to pull back that second. Has done. On to Puzan in front, as that's Will Smooth into the back of MK as well. Into the back of Shamrock. He's not having much luck at all behind these drivers that stayed out under the safety car. And for Will Smooth, that is another incident. Hopefully it doesn't mean more front wing damage as we now open up the straight line mode. And he gets done as Shamrock comes into the pit lane, and MK stays out for another lap as he gets passed by Joker. FaZe Monkey has really been reeled in by pole sitter Yari, with Puzan still just about 7 tenths behind, so there's still plenty of opportunities for Puzan to find his form and find his feet back into this race. So for Yari, will he go for a move past on FaZe Monkey down that main straight? Or is he just biding his time for now, nearly at that halfway stage here in Zandvoort? Now finally see MK into the pit lane as well. Finally joined fellow driver who stayed out under the safety car of Shamrock into pits. Three tenths is now that gap between the top two. Yari's getting closer and he's showing that pace he's shown in qualifying. Onto the brakes now we go with FaZe Monkey through turn 11. and 12. Finding his way through yet is Yari. Not really getting close enough for an attack. A lot of these drivers now starting to get spread out. I think that's really the difference with this new battery as well, as drivers are learning on how to manage it. Super difficult to do that. Shamrock has actually left the session. A disconnect there from Shamrock. That's unfortunate to see. After what could have been such a great race, if there was another safety car, could certainly have been a contender for a podium. As here comes Yari onto Face Monkey once again into turn 11. Can't find his way through. He's a little bit further back. Liam Bearder, Nust, and also Dare are all having a small scrap hit. And it is looking like Liam Bearder will be the one who comes out on top, and it is. Up into 12th fastest. Still not points. Respectable finishing position stays as it stands as we've reached that halfway stage of this race. Lap 18 of 36. 18 more laps to go here in the sand dunes. Now for FaZe, he's got a lot of defending to do. He likes to lift and coast through here. Will Yari use it to his opportunity to attack? No, he will not. Get behind. We enter the main straight. Trying to start lap 19 of 36. This is the closest Yari has been entering that main part of the circuit. Once again, just is not close enough. Once again, just have to sit this one out. Maybe line himself up to go again, as Alex has just been overtaken by Websy as they still run side by side out of the turn 1. But it's the Mercedes driver who finally gets ahead. Yari is pushing Monkey around. Turn 7, now into 8. Of course, where we saw MK have that issue earlier on in the race. Still nothing being done here for Yari. Buzan is starting to get himself involved as well. As here comes Yari once again, just close. He's just backing off. Whenever he gets close enough for a lunge, maybe just happy to sit here and save that battery. And then get ready to go again. But we do have some drivers into pit lane of MH and Billy Wiz. They're off the mediums after 12 laps on them. So how bad are these mediums for Monkey and Yari? And can Puzant's Hards go all the way to the end? As here comes Yari looking for a lunge to the inside. Down the straight. That just backed out of things, but he's run wide through turn 7, and this might allow Puzant to now have an opportunity, and he'll just back out of things as well. Not looking to go side by side through there. Does not want to lose sight of the McLaren driver. Either of course, FaZe Monkey. But Puzant might have a real opportunity on this next lap. get the move done. Straight line mode activated now as Face Monkey comes into the pit lane and does Puzant use this as an opportunity to pounce onto Yari. Just doesn't seem like he's close enough. Or is he a dive to the inside from the Ferrari? Sees himself into the race lead or does it? There's contact. Yari into a half slide, somehow catches the car. And the Ferrari driver takes the race lead here in Zandvoort. And Yari will be a little bit angry of how that played out. There was certainly an opportunity for him to try and fight that one through turns 2 and 3. Not like he really would have wanted to with Face Monkey trying the undercut. Interesting to know how long these drivers can take those hard tyres for as well. I'd be surprised if we see some hard runners in round about lap 23 to 25. I'm going to win the victory again. That time it's for Alex, it seems. That does hold on to that race lead from Yari, from Cook, from Bernoulli. And Joker is into the pit lane now from those hards. Joker has to offer us, is it another set of the hards? Yes, it is. Second set of the hards goes on. Where does Joker come out? Likes of Shamrock and Billy Wiz. Of course, Shamrock has been connected. So he's in front of Billy Wiz by quite a margin. I would say about 4 seconds, maybe? No, 1.5 seconds between the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Billy Wiz, he still might be able to get Joker here. He's just got past Shamrock. Of course, another big thing as well that these drivers need to look out for is that in the pit lane, you now save your battery. So it means that drivers on that outlap, on that undercut, have the opportunity to really dump their tank. They'll head straight back up to 100% as MK's been able to get past onto Depp. Top 2 in this race of Yari, Puzant and HB Cook along with Fran Bernoulli all decide to come into the pit lanes. It's a yellow flag for Joker. Joker has gone round on the exit of turn 10. I believe there might be a broken front wing on that Mercedes. Joker's luck goes from bad to worse. These past few seasons have been quite a rough ride for the Mercedes. That's usually down to mistakes like that, unfortunately. Face Monkey's putting up into a brilliant position. Race. Look at the undercut he's got. He's heading through turn 10 now. Puzant heading for it as he exits. So I would say there is around about, if I can do my maths correctly, a 2.5 second advantage for Face Monkey over Puzant. But of course, Puzant has to find his way past 2 cars. Bidder now tucks into the lane. As we see, there goes Puzant around the outside. This is a Mercedes round at the front of the field. That's Websy, who went round down at turn 1 after potential contact with Face Monkey or onto the grass. Well, Websy drops down the field on his 16-lap-old hards. We've had to come in anyway. But potentially some controversy there for Face Monkey. That could bring him under review come the end of this race. And we could see a big old switch when it comes to those, of course, race-winning procedures. as he's got a 1.4-second advantage over Puzan, who's really been able to claw in that gap. Yari is third on the mediums at 24 of 36. Not too long to go left in this race. About 12 laps remaining when we cross the line. Rambanuli stuck behind a Websey and Will having their own little battle, and he might just try and follow Will through. Just hasn't got the grip, hasn't got the traction he needs, but he looks to the inside for the penultimate corner. That was risky. That was nearly his nose being chopped straight off. But Rambanuli does finally see himself through, or does he, as they drag race down the main straight. He is starting to pull away, does get ahead. So for Websey, unfortunately, now down to 8th place, and that spin would not done his tyres any well to good, as Must has gone off down at turn number 9. Yari and he's for Puzan. Still just doesn't seem to have the pace to beat the Ferrari as of yet. Left flag now in 63. It's for Must. Retiring the car. That's him over and done with. Fortunately for Must, as here comes Yari onto Puzan. He's going to look to the inside into turn 1. Audi just can't get the move, make the move stick, as there's Cook getting past MK for 4th place. Looks like back-to-back 4th place finishes, I believe, for Cook. And it will be. Last time out in Singapore in the first race, he did finish in 4th. And is trying to get back-to-back race victories. It'll be a very difficult task. Still 1.3 seconds behind FaZe Monkey. Half a second clear of Yari. So a bit like what we saw with FaZe Monkey at the start of the race when he was trying to hunt down Will. Where the car in front of him that he knows he's quicker than, but he also needs to look out from behind, and you're going to try to split your mind to one look at defend and one look at push forward, but you just can't do that. Or keep pushing forwards and hope the car behind doesn't go for an attack. They do. Be able to watch your mirrors carefully, or even try and stop it before it even begins with a swerve over the left or right hand side to defend the inside line. Hold on to the only issue with that is you lose time to FaZe Monkey, and Puzan is within the overtake mode of FaZe Monkey as well. Top 3 in this race, separated by just over a second. Are we going to see Yari have another attack here onto put them down this main straight? I just don't think so. I just don't see being close enough into that first braking zone. No, it's not enough. As MK comes in for another pit stop off those hards. Probably go on to a set of the mediums or the softs till the end of this one. With a total of 9 laps to go here in Zandvoort. As Dare is now retired into the pit lane as well. That's our 4th retirement from the session. waiting what happens here. Does Puzan get past FaZe Monkey first, or does FaZe Monkey hold on to the position? And for Yari, what can he play? What part can he play in this story? Head down that main straight. No move will be made. Websy is getting put under all sorts of pressure here from MH. Websy is still yet to box after that first safety car. Overtaken around the outside. And he finally elects to come into the pit lane. So for Yari, what can he possibly do to try and take second place, if not a race win, away here from Puzan and FaZe Monkey? How close they will get to one another through that middle sector. Down the straights, it just seems like FaZe Monkey and Puzan have the upper hand over Yari. Yari's now dropping back a little bit from this one. Maybe just saving up the battery to get ready to go again. Will Smooth is also catching up to Cook as well. That gap's 0.3 of a second. We're on lap 30 of 36 now. 7 laps to go here in the sand dunes of the Dutch Grand Prix. Websy's overtaken Alex on his comeback driver now as well. Oh, there's Joker off the road and nearly into the side there of the Red Bull. Alex has retired from the session in the pit lane, but that was nearly into the side of MK. Got forced wide at turn 2. And the Mercedes went straight on. And also Liam Bearder was also nearly collected, but he was just able to escape unscathed as well. But that could have been a really big accident. And that could have brought out a late race safety car. As here comes Puzan onto FaZe Monkey. Can he make it back-to-back race victories? FaZe Monkey pick up their first victory of the season. As Will Smooth has been able to make it past on Cook, or as he runs wide, and that's Cook straight back through, up into 4th place. The 2-time champ going to have to work for this back-to-back 4th places. Oh, it's Will with a big snap out of turn 3. Going to cost him all the way up this hill. But Cook's come off the battery though, but still no way through for the Williams. The front of the field, Yari's getting closer to the back of Puzan once more. This three-way fight for the lead is really starting to spice up with 5 laps to go when we cross the line. Puzan pulled the trigger now to protect himself from the Audi. We'll think of the long games. This yellow flag in sector 3. That looks like for a Haas of Liam Bearder, who might have gone round. No, it's actually for Fran Bernoulli, as there's Yari to the inside of Puzan. Contact between 2nd and 3rd. And it's still Puzan who holds on. Yari really starting to get restless. You can see how much speed he's carrying through turn 3 and has to check up to avoid, of course, the Ferrari. As Will Smooth's been able to get past on Cook at long last. Fran Bernoulli's coming to pit lane to retire. He's now our 6th retirement, I believe, from this race. Yes, he is. But we'll keep an eye on this battle for the race victory with 4 more racing laps. It's the McLaren of FaZe Monkey, looking for his first victory of the season. I believe his first victory as well in the OWLS Racing League. Also looking for their first victory in the OWLS Racing League is Yari, who took pole position. And we've got the experienced head, the reigning champion of Puzan, also in the equation. Try and take his second race victory of the season. Make it back-to-back in the opening few rounds, just like we saw 2 seasons ago, where he had that flying start to the campaign. But with that championship now wrapped up from last season, we could see a totally new driver in Puzan. One that is able to live up to that pressure. So as we make the run down into the chicane one more time. Not long at all left in this. I do believe Puzan is just waiting for that last burst to the final lap. Got the gap over Yari this time around. And does he go for it now? He's got the overspeed. Oh, look at him. He's just sitting behind. He's just lifting off. He's not wanting to go for the move, but he looks to the outside. He does go for the move. And this might be Puzan making the race-defining move around the outside. Can he make it back-to-back victories? They're both in the wall. They're both off. Puzan and FaZe Monkey both off and into the wall. Tyre hooking between the pair has just gifted Yari surely the race victory, as FaZe Monkey has not got a front wing. And for Yari, he'll surely make his way through. He does. And the pole sitter now will surely take the race victory from Will Smooth. And Cook might take an unlikely podium here. But Puzan might have just lost this all completely. I just talked about how he might be a new driver. Someone who can cope with the pressure well. Who can deal in these high pressure scenarios. Now he's picked up a title. A new confidence on his back. But for the Scuderia Ferrari driver, I don't know if he just came across the McLaren ever so slightly, or was a bit like Webber and Sebastian Vettel in Turkey in 2010, where both drivers just somewhat turned across one another. Here comes Cook now to the inside of Puzan, trying to claim his third place. The 2 title protagonists from seasons prior make some contact, and Cook allows Puzan to stay ahead. But drama on the third to last lap. With 3 to go, it has all gone wrong for Puzan. And for FaZe Monkey as well. Dropped down the field and has unfortunately retired. Here comes HB Cook around the outside. The 2-time champ versus the reigning champ. Cook finally able to see himself through. But Will Smooth is closing in on Yari. We might not be done here yet, ladies and gentlemen, for that race lead. The 2 who started on the front row might still have a story to tell. Yari, who snatched it back from Will at the death in qualifying, might just get it taken away from Will in the dying embers of this race. This is going to be a battle for the ages. On this final lap, Will has been pushing like his life depends on it. When does he elect to go for the move? Does he elect to go for the move? Is he going to try a lunge into 9? No, he is not. But he might get the traction, he might get the exit, and he might get the run into turn 10. He's forced Yari into a defensive line. He's going to get the power down a little bit quicker. It's going to be a drag race now down into the chicane. Does Will look for the lunge? He does! To the inside goes Will, and he might just snatch it away. Over the gravel goes Yari, and they're still side by side on the exit. Yari with a slide, and Will has snatched it back away from the death. Will Smooth, who got it brutally taken away after putting out a stonking lap in qualifying by Yari, has just snatched it straight back out of Yari's fingers, and he wins again in the OWLS Racing League. It's Will Smooth who takes the win here in Zandvoort. It's revenge for qualifying in the Dutch dunes. We thought Yari might have had it easy on the run to the line after Puzan and also FaZe Monkey made contact with 3 to go, but Will drove like his life depended on it. He hunted down the Audi driver and took him on that final lap with a beautiful lunge to the inside. What a move from Will Smooth as he takes the race victory here in Zandvoort in what has been an absolute chaotic, action-packed and spectacular race here in the Netherlands. It's Will Smooth who takes the race victory. Wow. Just wow. What an ending to that race. Those final 3 laps will go down in OWLS Racing League history. Some of the most chaotic final laps. And now we get ready. Bring you your top for results. And actually, no. Oh, no. I thought the game decided not to show us, but no, here we are then. It's Will Smooth who takes the race victory from Yari, then Cook, Puzan, MK, Liam Bearder, Joker, Websy, MH, Billy Wiz, and Shamrock round out your finishers. FaZe Monkey, Rambanuli, Alex, Dare, Eust, Bluefoot, and Liam, who are your non-finishers. Your driver of the day is going to be, from me, of course, difficult one. Will Smooth, of course, making that comeback through the field. Yari having a solid drive, but missing out. Last minute move. Cook coming from 9th on the grid to 3rd, but I think I'm going to have to give it to Will, who fought his way back through and charged. He charged down Yari in those final few laps to pick up that race victory. What a race that well and truly was. And that was exactly what this race needed, and what a way to kickstart the championship here in round 2. Back to my lovely face, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the face you're all familiar to in the OWLS Racing League over the past few. That was certainly something you want to go back and watch. Maybe even at the end of the season. That could be a title-defining race. Yes, it's only round 2, but you never know. Those points are absolutely crucial. And it's going to be all about races like that where consistency is key and where accidents can happen. Points can be taken away from you. But before we head off, let me run you through the calendar for the remainder of this season. Next week, we head to Madrid. First time OWLS Racing history, we have a competitive race around Madrid. I think the social was there just before it started. Now, no, it's actually a Barcelona social race. So the first time in OWLS Racing League history, we will have a trip to the Madrid in Madrid. For round 4, we have our first sprint of the season at Jeddah, Interlagos, Montreal, Mexico for round 7. For another sprint in Baku for round 8 on the 2nd of August. Bahrain, Shanghai, Miami, and we finish the season off in Suzuka in what will be another spectacular title finale, I am sure. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all. So thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for tuning in for the second round of the season. It should be Josh Richards, I believe, in the commentary box next week. But we shall see you in the next one. It's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure you look back at this one as much as you can, especially those final few laps of the season. Await the turn next week, of course. Pusan may have lost some points. We'll see what the stewards have to say about the incident in those final few laps. Stay safe, stay well, and we shall see you. Thank you. Bye-bye.